Okay, so now we've parked our car outside the asylum checkpoint, and this is our first document. Obviously read that if you want to know the story, but like I said before, I'm not going to be touching much on the story here. This is the most important piece of equipment, well, the only piece of equipment you've got, your camera. And the main use of the camera is it's got a night vision function, which allows you to see in the dark. Now, because we're on nightmare mode, that's the same as insane. You can only carry 2 spare batteries and 1 inside the camera, so you've got 3 batteries, and you're going to need to manage those batteries quite well, because there are parts of the game later on, especially the courtyard and the sewers, where you're going to rely quite heavily on your battery. There's nothing in here, so we're going to get on with it. Like I say, I'm not going to worry too much about the niceties of the story or things to pick up. This is basically my training for an insane run. So to the long and short of it, get through the game reasonably quickly without dying. Or if I do die, to practice the parts I have trouble on. Most people go up that ladder there. There is a shortcut if I can get it right, and that's just a jump here. And this is how we affect an entrance. It might take you a little while to figure this out if you're playing it through. You might try the main entrance where there's some soldiers, but like I say, that's the last I'm going to say about missing bits out. The game will try and frighten you like now, but a lot of the suspense and scares will be lost by me pointing things out to you and normally laughing at it. So in here I know there's a battery, so we'll quickly grab that. So there we've got 2 batteries and a full battery, so we're fully loaded on the battery front. So if we watch the door close on the left. Oh no, there's somebody there. So quickly go in here, up into here, and the guy who just closed the door will come in, but he's no danger to you now. We'll have a look at him. There he is, one of the inmates. Straight through to the end and drop down. The only way to go is through this door. There's another fright coming, so it's all, you know, flasher and slasher movie and, you know, cliche scares, but here we go. You ready? And the whole of this room, so you got scares all over the place in here. And then you've around here you've got a guy who's impaled to the floor.
They killed us.
It tells you a bit of the story if you go and... I'll have to film him, I think you're going to think... Yeah. This guy is Mr. Walker, Paul Walker, and he is the big bad who likes to say, "Little pig," as you'll find out any second now.
Little pig.
You're in no danger here, you won't die, it's just part of the story. Now you meet the mad Father Messias, who I always think is Agent 47 from Hitman.
And who are you, then?
Who's mad as a box of frogs. Now you can't skip any of these little cutscenes on the PS4 version. I understand you can on the PC. In some ways I wish you could on the PlayStation 4, obviously when you're doing these insane runs or the people who do speed runs. Because having to sit here, it's a bit of a nightmare, especially one later on with Dr. Traeger, which I think is about a 5-minute cutscene. It's just like painful to sit through, especially with what happens, but you'll see. Right. Now basically down there to the right there's a security room for which we need a key, so we'll go and get the key first. Obviously you'd find this by exploration because the door would be locked. But this guy here, he's going to jump out in a minute. See, if you were tiptoeing through you'd think, oh, I'm in danger, but you're not. No danger whatsoever in here. This guy's got the key, so we take the key and now head back out to find that security room. And the guy in the wheelchair, get ready for a scare. That's unavoidable. So now well, I'll quickly, I'll point this out quickly, I don't need to go in here. If you did need one, there's a battery there. I might nip back for that when I've been to the sewers, but you'll see that in a second, because I'll use some battery in the sewers. There's nothing here. Don't worry about him down there at the moment. We'll attempt to open the doors here. But that Agent 47 priest, he will turn the power off, so we can't do that, and force us into the sewers to turn the power back on. But not before old little pig has tried to get us again. So Walker's a one-hit kill, but we should be able to take a bit of a thump from him and get through this section here. If you can't do it, just hide in the locker. I might die myself, which would be a bit embarrassing. No, I'm alright. So we... Okay. As you see, there's a document there. Don't know why the music's still going. So we'll, you have to turn on these two pumps first. And there is a guy patrolling, so you just got to be a bit careful which way he comes. Okay. Might take a hit here, but just run. That was bad. So I took a hit there, but I survived it. Obviously with a bit of practice. I mean, I normally don't get hit at all there, but it doesn't matter. So like I say, if we look at our camera, you see that I've used quite a bit of that battery. So what we'll do is, if we try and pick it up, it'll probably say we can't do it. See, you can't carry any more batteries. So what we'll do is we'll swap the battery using triangle. So we've now got a full battery in the camera and a gap. Take a battery, and now we're back up to full battery. And that's the kind of management you have to do in this game, because like I say, later on you'll be crying out for battery. So now it's all back on. We'll go back to the security room and try and do those doors again, but now we'll be stabbed in the neck by the priest. That'll be end of this section, and then we'll be which is the admin block, and then we'll be into the prison block.
Sorry, my son. I didn't want to have to do this to you. But you can't leave. Not yet. There is so much yet for you to witness. Will you see it? Can you? Our Lord, the Wall Rider, tearing his truth into the unbelievers. The only way out of this place is the truth. Accept the gospel. All doors will open before